We go. I think we're live. You want to say hi? Yeah. You want to say hi, puppy? What are you doing up there, baby? Are you playing with your toys like a good boy? Yeah. Yeah. You're such a good boy. Yes. Wait, there's people coming in. Hi, guys. Hey. Oh, there comes everybody. Look, Puff. Yeah. Want to say hi, Maui? Hi. Hey, Miko. I know. It's good to see you. Hey, guys. Wow, I see a lot of people on there. How exciting. Look, guys. Look, everybody's popping in. Thomas is bueno. So, what? What? Okay, so I'm going to leave Thomas in there just for right now because I seriously can't handle one more accident happening right now. But I had a huge accident at work yesterday. What? It's good to see you guys too, by the way. Yes. Oh, hi. Oh, Connecticut. Oh my God, I love it when people watch that are like from a different state and a different country. My hair's already getting messed up. But so yesterday I had a huge accident at work. I'm a hairdresser and it's the holiday season and it's like I have to use scissors for cutting hair, obviously, and I just got my scissors sharpened, and literally, I cut my finger down to the bone and hit, a ligament. So, is it a ligament or something? Anyways, it acquired many stitches, and it was a really bad day, right, Maui? Yes, because I'm on blood thinners, so it took them a long time to stop the bleeding because it's such a bad cut. So today has been like a challenge because I know, right? So today's been a challenge because I'm like doing it with one hand in here, and these birds are like freaking out over this. Like Victoria doesn't understand what this is. And so when you have like something on you, like I can't even wear nail polish around these guys. It never seems to wow me how beautiful all of you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Shelby. You guys are so sweet. You make me cry. Oh. So, what was it? So, this, thing that I have to have on my finger for a while, Maui already ripped it off yesterday, the minute I came home. And it was, just crazy. But the last 48 hours have been crazy, you guys. Like, literally, the bird room got flooded 2 days ago. Why is it so blurry? The bird room got flooded 2 days ago. We had a big rainstorm and I came home, and this room should not flood because we've got drains and everything in here and we're up high. But what happened was the gutter clogged, and then the drain, there was so much water happening. There was no water for the water to go, no water for down the drain. Sorry, I have a little pain pill going right now. And it was basically flooding in here. So I came back from work and I stepped in here, San Diego. I live in San Diego. I stepped in here and it was like a puddle of water. Now this room is designed to get wet. Like it can get wet. The only down part is there are electrical appliances plugged in and I've got metal cages. So when I stepped in that, I totally freaked out because I was like, oh my God, these birds are going to get electrocuted. So I ran outside and it was so windy. If you watch the news, we got hit really hard. San Diego does not handle rain at all. And I went outside and I hit the main power source to that side of the house. Then I came back up and I just started throwing birds in carriers and getting them out of the bird room. Because I just needed it to get control of the bird room. And I stuck them in the bathroom. But Baby and Puffy, in the midst of it, got loose. And they flew, and by then it was dark in here, and they just flew in here, and I couldn't find them for probably a good 25 minutes. And I don't know about your birds, but sometimes my birds, their instinct is if they're scared, they're going to be quiet. And so I was just basically just crawling on my hands and using a flashlight, trying to find them, and I found them huddled in a corner. It was really bad, you guys, and they were soaked and they were cold. And so I got them dried. Were you cold? Yeah. That was awful, wasn't it? So we got them dried. Yeah, you have 2 parakeets, cool. And so we got them dried and then got the room dried. And that was that. And then the next day I got up to go to work and my car wouldn't start. Like, what? So the car wouldn't start. My mom's dog is really sick right now. So she's downstairs. Like, something's wrong with his pancreas, we think. And it's just been, do you ever have days or a few days where you're just like, what is happening? Like, why is all this stuff happening? It's just endless, right? But there is some good news with all of it. There was really good news before it all literally happened, like an hour before. My heart meds were actually fully covered. So all your advice really helped me, you guys, because I was able to get my heart meds covered. So I'm so excited. So for the next 2 months, they are literally free. And then we just go back to figuring it out. But it gives me some time. So thank you so much. So I'm like really excited about my heart meds. And then the finger, I'm going to be out of work for, definitely 3 days. And then I'm going to get it rebandaged, and I had to have a tetanus shot and all that good stuff. But it should be okay. They said I might lose a little bit of it. So I'm just kind of like, but he said I'll still be able to move it around and stuff, but I might be losing this part of it that got it really bad. So it's what it is, right? There's people that do not, like, literally are missing limbs. I've seen them on YouTube and they are amazing. Times you really get bad. When things start to, yeah, I know. I think this happened because my mind was so distracted. I was talking to Caroline Von Petzholt. She's a YouTuber. She's a really good friend of mine. And she's just like, last night, because I was like, I need to upload for this morning. And she's like, April, just like let it go. Just like don't even edit right now with your finger. So I was feeling bad because I like to upload on Tuesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. Yeah, because they enjoy our videos. So I couldn't edit, and I have a really good video. But she's like, just give it a break. And so I was thinking, I'm just gonna go live because those are fun videos. So that's what we're doing right now. So let's see the birds. Enough of that. Yeah, what? Hi, Thomas. Yeah, you want to say hi? So I just cleaned the bird room, but he's already pooped. And actually, his poop they look really good. Okay, so let's not step in your poop. Can we not step? I know, but don't step in it. Do your birds ever step in their poop? Thomas does. And then he had some fresh fruits and vegetables over there. And then this morning, I filmed a video where we're going to show you what the birds eat in the morning. So that's going to be, I think, a really good video because I serve raw food in the morning. And so you'll get to see that video. I'll probably have it up this week. Yeah, what do you think? It's going to be a good video because I get a lot of questions like, what do I feed my birds in the morning? So, and it's important that you guys see that so it'll give them ideas, huh, Victoria, of what they could feed their kids. And how to get them to eat. Yes? Thank you. Thank you. Hey, Joe. Hey. Wow. Hi, guys. So, yeah, so it's just, what it is. It could be worse. I'm glad, as sharp as those scissors were, they did a lot of damage, though. They did. I think I probably what the scissors did is about as much damage as I could on a finger. So, but I got a really good doctor in the emergency room. He was so nice. And he was an Army doctor. He'd been in the Army for like 20 years. So it was perfect that I got him because I was bleeding so bad. I almost had to have a blood transfusion last night because of all the blood thinners. I mean, it went on for hours by the time I got to the hospital because I actually duct taped a glove around my hand because it's a holiday season to finish my clients. Like, literally, I cut half of her hair and I had to finish her hair. Like, I just couldn't leave her like that. And so it was just gnarly. Was it? It was just something else. No, it was no bueno, Tommy. So, yeah, you want to come here? Come to Mama. Come to Mama. You want to say hi? Okay, come here, buddy. Come here. Hi. Hi, would you what? I love you. I love you, Thomas. You so cute. Are you looking at, who's down there? He's looking at Victoria. Who's down there? You gonna bite me? Because you're getting a little excited? You might bite me. Well, don't bite me. Please don't bite me. Okay, I'm gonna put him in there. Sometimes, birds really sense things. And actually, he was looking at my finger because my finger was down here. It's so hard when you got anything weird on your body that they're not used to. You're probably gonna get bit. Yeah? Yeah, you have a question. You have some advice for me. He drinks so much water and poops like super soaked, very watery and large in his diet. Okay, so does his beak grow fast? Do you notice if his beak or his nails are growing fast? And what are you feeding? So this person has a question about their caïque on here, how he's drinking a lot of water, and his poops are really watery. So my question is the beak growing really fast? Are the nails growing really fast? What is he eating? Is he on a seed diet? Does he get fresh diet? So when I see a bird that's drinking a lot of water like that, because Bailey, who was a caïque, she was drinking a lot of water. And sometimes birds that are developing fatty liver disease or have something wrong with their liver, Missouri pellets, veggies, and some seeds. So very fast. Really? So your caïque's on a really good diet. How old is your caïque? So I think of fatty liver disease. I think of congestive heart failure when I seen a bird just drinking excess amount of water. Or are you giving your bird also, they can, caïques eat a lot of fruit because they're high energy, so they require more sugar. But it just, what I would do, regardless, you should take your bird to a vet, definitely. And what I do for liver maintenance in here is I give them, it's by, who's it by? Herbal Birds. Guys, I swear I'm not flipping you off. It's my middle finger that's injured. So it's Avitech, and it is milk thistle and dandelion liver detox. And this is absolutely incredible. Now, I always say, run it by your avian veterinarian, because I am not a veterinarian. But my veterinarian okayed it for the entire flock. And so what I do is I give this 3 times a week, and I'll put, I believe it's like 8 drops of water and 8 ounces of water. How do you determine the proper size for a bird? On the amount of this, I'm just going by what it says in the back of the directions. And so what I do, and he okayed it, 8 drops for 8 ounces of water. So it says twice a day, but I usually just do once a day with this. And then I will also I change the water twice a day. So then I'll do vinegar as well. Diluted apple cider vinegar diluted with water. So just a very little bit of vinegar. Dosage for this, it's on the back of the directions. It's in the directions or in the back. Sorry guys, I'm on some happy pills. Okay, so 8 drops and 8 ounces of water. So that's what I'm doing. But it says you could do it twice a day. So, if I see a bird, what happened? Hey, Puffy, be nice to him. Puffy doesn't want to share the toys. God, they've got so many toys and they still fight over their toys. So just go by what the back says and run it by your veterinarian, because your veterinarian might say, no, I don't want your bird on this because I don't know, birds' blood work. But when I see something like that, when I see bird drinking excess amounts of water, I usually go, that's just not right, especially if it's a different behavior than what you're usually seeing. You just really want to get that checked out right away, and sometimes I say stay off of the internet when something's wrong, because the internet will really scare you, and anybody can put advice on the internet and it's not necessarily going to be the right advice, because let's be honest, there are a lot of keyboard warriors out there that think they know everything, and it's impossible to know everything. Like, I don't even know 10% really of anything. So you just really gotta, at the end of the day, take your bird to the vet. But honestly, my vet loves this, and I do too. And I've just seen, sorry, I'm not flipping you off. I've just seen incredible, everybody's liver is doing great. So I hope your caïque, I hope you can figure out what's going on, because that is scary when you see a bird drinking excess water. It really is. So good luck with that. I'm so sorry. But it's good you're observant because you know what? It's people that are observant, they're the ones who catch things before it gets too bad, before your birds get too weak, and then it's too late. So being that you've noticed that, that is excellent. You are a good parent. Yes? Yeah. Do you guys have any more questions about what's going on in here? Or questions about your birds? What do you think, huh, Quinn? Yeah, what do you think? Yeah. Dosage. Okay, I'm sad about your meds. That gives yes. Thank you, Yossi. You sent me so many good ideas for my heart meds, and I actually use them. Everything matters when it comes to those birds. Yes, it does, right? It's like you have to be a detective. Absolutely, Wendy. And you gotta like every morning you've gotta do like an inventory from bottom to up, just kind of like checking them out. You want to look at their eyes. Do their eyes look bright? Are your eyes bright? Huh? Are your eyes bright? When you wake them up, are they sleeping somewhere different than where they normally sleep? That always scares me. Hi, Gabriella. My best friend moving away 2 days ago. Watching you makes me happy. Oh, thank you. I'm sorry your best friend's moving away. And then, thank you. I try to notice everything in school for vet. Oh, good for you. Want to do my best for my babies. I'll try to let you know when I know what's going on. Okay, good. So you're going to take your Kayik to the vet, it sounds like. Excellent. I definitely want to know what's going on. And then if I don't see your reply on YouTube, will you please message me on Facebook, Parrot Playhouse, because I want to see what's going on. I'm really concerned. So, and you're going to make a really good vet tech, by the way. So, okay, so Thomas, let's pretend, let's pretend you are our little patient. So in the morning, Thomas sleeps actually next to me in bed in a carrier. But so in the morning, I usually wake up all my birds, and if they're like in a different perch, that concerns me. If their poops look different or if their poops smell, that's also concerning. If they look fluff, that's also concerning. So I'm looking for all those signs. If they're usually vocal and they're not vocal, that's always, I think, a red flag. So I just really look at everybody to see what's going on. Yes, Puffy had an itch earlier today, didn't you? Yeah. Ow! Ah, 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 ah. You had an itch earlier today, huh? Yeah. What was going on? I thought, I was like, did he get like a little bug on him? He was just kind of like moving around. But I think he just, I don't know what happened. I think baby preened him and preened something like weird on him. And so he was just like, what is going on? Yeah, yeah. Okay, let's see what else we got. Do you like cinnamon? I love all birds. I love all birds. Do you know how to bribe your parrots to get it? Wait. Also, do you know how to bribe your parents to get a parrot? Oh, well, okay, so it depends how young you are. Now, these guys live a long time, Gabriella. So, and I got my first parrot when I was a kid. That you're looking at them right there. And you got to think about some of these birds like live, even cockatiels, even parakeets. Oh my God, my parakeet lived to be 14. They live a long time, and you're going to go away to college. So you want to really think about that, Gabriella. If you want to get a bird, you just gotta like make sure it's the right thing for you, and it's not something that you want to get just for 10 years, and then you're gonna go to college and you're gonna get busy. So you want to really make sure that it's like the right fit for you, and it's a big decision. And when people go, what's a good starter bird? I don't think there's such a thing as a starter bird, because all these birds, even parakeets, live a very long time. So regardless, Gabriella, whatever you do, and you're going to have a bird like for like ever. So really think about it. And bribing parents, you just got to be really like, show them you're going to be responsible, because you're going to have to do a lot of cleaning, and just see what they say and make sure it's in your budget, because they are so expensive. And I don't mean by when you get them, I mean by their toys and their food, and it gets expensive. Yeah, and you don't get to sleep in. Do you guys wake me up at they wake me up at 6:30 in the morning, so there's no sleeping in. Yeah. Do you want to step up? I don't think he's gonna step up. No? No, you don't want to sit and look at him. Quinn's like, don't go near my buddy. So he doesn't want to step up. No? Okay, I won't make you. You do what you want to do. Yep. Okay, so where is Victoria? Oh, let's see Casey first. Hi, sweetheart. How are you? So Casey's doing really good. And she's just hanging out. And she has been enjoying her Sockatoo. This is actually her second one. And the Oasis Sanctuary is selling them to raise money. And what I've discovered with this Sockatoo, which I didn't even think about, was it has actually helped her to slow down her plucking. And so as you can see, she has a bunch of pin feathers growing in right there. And she's been preening the Sockatoo instead. And there's like a bunch of treats inside. And so she's been taking them out and foraging. So it's really helped her when she feels stressed. Oh, you ordered a Sockatoo? Wendy, awesome. They are so cool. And so it's been really helping her to preen it instead of pulling her feathers. So I'm like so stoked about that. So I'm going to order some more. And then let me show you. Come here, Victoria. She's down here. I have birds from 78, 95 years. They are out. They'll outlive me, Mom, and they're my birds. Yep, they live a long time. Yeah. Yeah, good job, Casey. Do I feed the wild birds? I don't. And the reason why I don't feed the wild birds is, West Nile, and there's a lot of diseases they can carry. And so I don't want to risk it with my guys. And so I do not feed the wild birds, no. But I'm not telling you guys not to feed the wild birds or to feed the wild birds. And I know sometimes in some areas, it snows. It doesn't snow here. So the wild birds here have plenty of food. So I just try to keep birds in their area, like the backyard, out of the backyard. The netting helps because I am really scared of different diseases wild birds can carry. And West Nile is not in the wild birds yet. So, but you know what? I just don't want to take any chances. Yeah, so let's look at these Sockatoos. All right, April. I'm 10 and I have the biggest passion in birds. And when I get home from school, I have so much time to spend with a parrot, and I have to imagine that I have one on my shoulder. Really? So how about if you volunteered, Gabriella? Could you do that maybe? Maybe by showing your parents that you could, learn and be around parrots. Maybe if you volunteered for a rescue or a sanctuary. I mean, you are young, but there's all kinds of things that you could do for rescue a sanctuary, and you could even be making toys. So that's my suggestion. I mean, 10 years old, so that's a big decision. And if you are going to get a bird, I think, honestly, a parakeet is amazing because you could train a parakeet. And they are actually one of my most favorite birds on the planet. Are parakeets. So think about that. Okay, I'm 9 and my sis is 11. My sis wants a parrot even though we have a cinnamon, a cockatiel, and 3 bungees. Really? Well, you guys are awfully young. What kind of parrot are you thinking? Are you thinking a conure? Okay, so look at what she's doing in here. So Victoria loves her Sockatoos. And I put 2 of them in here, but she's also preening them. And the thing about Victoria, she no longer plucks, right? You no longer pluck. But what she does do when she gets nervous is she will bite her feet a little bit. And, when you've got a cockatoo, like anything like that, you got to take it really serious because it's just serious business, right, Victoria? Because at one time she was a mutilator, meaning that she was tearing into her chest. And that was not when she was with me, but she had all kinds of health problems and she was being starved in the other house that she came from because they were neglecting her. So now she does do something like chew on her feet, and I don't want the chewing on her feet leading it into other behaviors like what she used to have, because birds have, you know, a memory. And usually mutilators, it's like addicting. Once you start, it's hard to stop. And so I want to make sure that doesn't happen. And I'm finding that these cockatoos, it stopped her from messing with her feet. And it's like she doesn't really, she gets like the nuts out of them, but then she's really careful with them because she's treating them like her babies kind of. So she just kind of sits here and she'll just kind of nibble on it, kind of preen it like that. And so it's just so cool. I'm loving it. Yeah, it's going good. Okay, so my youngsters. April, I'm 10 and I have the, okay, so I already saw that. Oh, I feel like I can try to make some toys, and I live in Australia. Oh, you guys got a lot of parrots out there. So there is so much animal shelters near, but I will definitely look for one near. Oh, Gabriella, now that, you are a little rock star. That's fantastic. Now that's what I call a go-getter. Yes, Wendy, parrots can be amazing talkers. I know, right? I'm just like, you got, okay, so we have Disco, the talking parakeet. Like, he's amazing. So parakeets are super smart, and they're in the Guinness Book of World Records for most words said and memorized. So parakeets, like, they might not pronunciate a word like an African gray will. Look at her. But they say it really quick, and it just shows how smart they are. So they are really the forgotten bird. And you guys, they're parrots. They're parrots. They are actual parrots. So they're usually overlooked. So they are amazing. My Bungie spoke 3 languages. Oh my gosh, I'm jealous. Thomas only speaks 2. How many languages do you speak, Miko? Okay, is the small cockatoo a good size for GC conure? Oh, sockatoo. Yes, that would be the perfect size for a conure, for sure. And now, in the small sockatoo, I think they called it the mini sockatoo. I think, so these guys don't have like the almonds in there with the nuts that you have to crack, but it has the pistachios in there and all kinds of good stuff. Because I don't know if like the little birds can crack the almonds. Maybe they can. I think Puffy could actually. So yeah, that's a good size. But bungees talk and eat banana. Well, every bird's an individual, so some birds might like bananas and some birds might not like bananas. And some birds talk and some birds don't talk. But if you are getting a bird, talking should never be a reason why you want to get a bird, because I've got many birds in this bird room that do not talk, but they do talk in their own language. Like Puffy, he talks by the way he puffs up and all those little noises he makes. You gonna make some noises for me? Little squeaky noises? These squeaky noises? So he talks in that way. And Bailey, when she was alive, I could just totally tell what she was trying to say to me. I mean, she didn't speak in words, but it was like, oh, I knew exactly what she was saying to me. It's like we could read each other's minds. So don't get a bird if the talking is the reason, because they don't have a talk button, guys. They don't have a talk button. And it's like you could get a bird that doesn't talk, you know, right? Yeah, what are you doing? Maui, he will actually, because kites do not usually have a good vocab, he'll actually say his name, and he'll say pretty bird, and he says some other things. What else do you see? But he's like super smart. Like he can work out problems. He's a real thinker and he's a real planner. English, Portuguese, and Japanese. Oh my gosh, you've done really well teaching him. That's awesome. Wow. Okay, so her bird, Nico's bird, speaks 3 different languages. Thomas, you need to get with it, dude. You need to get with it. You only speak 2. What's going on with you? Huh? It's time for you to learn another language. He already knows one more than what I already know. Right? Okay, you want to come, Llama? Here we go. There we go. What? And then we've got, you want to play over here? So I made them their flowers. They're little decorations. They love it. Like Maui loves these little flowers. I made it out of tissue. And I kind of just turn it into a flower. You'll see it in our toy video that we're going to upload maybe in a week. And so they love it. I do it every Christmas or birthday, and Maui just plays with them. And then guys, if you're gonna like wrap your bird's presents this year, just make sure it is safe wrapping paper, that it's not wrapping paper that has tinsel on it, because there's a lot of tinsel in wrapping paper and that could kill your parrot. So just make sure it is like this wrapping paper right here. So this is basically a natural wrapping paper. And you can just see it's just plain paper, because some wrapping paper can even, have lead on them. So it's something to think about as we're getting closer to Christmas, to be careful what you let your birds play with. So there are some safe wrapping papers out there, and just make sure you got a safe one. Okay, so I saw some other comments. My Kayaks likes to laugh and make alarm sounds and cat calls, but my conure will whistle to me and grind his beak. Aw, well that's sweet. Kayaks have so much personality. I didn't teach him. He just copied everything he heard and he whistled. Wow, he's so smart. He is so smart. So while I was in the emergency yesterday, I got a text regarding a bird that needs rescue. And I was literally typing when my finger was bleeding. I think they got me in really quick because I was getting blood everywhere. But it's another Kayak. And honestly, this room is so full. But at the end of the day, I'm just kind of going, make it work? Can I make it work? And I'm just thinking about it. And I feel so sad for this Kayak. And whatever happens is going to have to happen really quick. I don't want to go into too much detail what is happening, but he does need to go somewhere. And so my issue is I have no place to do quarantine, and I can't cut corners on quarantine because quarantine's serious. And so I'm basically looking for somebody, see if somebody can quarantine this bird for me. So I'm not sure what's going to happen, but I might be getting another Kayak. You would love a Kayak, I know. They're so amazing. I would love, look at his wings. Oh my gosh, baby. His wings are gorgeous, aren't they? I would love I would love 20 Kayaks. God, you just need a lot of room. My Kayak was a rescue too, and Puffy looks like a puffy. Yeah, I know, right? Right? April, every video I can use in the future, I save because I know when I'm older, I am going to save parrots. Oh my gosh. That is so cool, Gabrielle. That makes me want to cry. That is awesome because we need the new generation. You little youngsters, you're going to take all our places, and we are in a bird crisis. There are so many birds. Are you going to bite me? That are being given up, and I'm talking big birds, macaws, and all kinds of stuff. And so we're going to need you guys, the younger ones, to come in and really help change it. You guys are educating yourselves now, so you guys are going to be the ones that are going to make the huge difference. I'm totally convinced. Totally. There's hope. Yeah? Is there hope? Puffy, what? I'm afraid he's going to actually jump on me. What? Look at this one. They're like stalking. Oh my gosh. He's looking at my finger. Why didn't I notice that? That's scary. And he is like, whoa. He's just like, he wants it. He just doesn't know what it is. And he does not like things that are white. Like, I can't wear white shoes. I can't, like, all my shoes have to be black. And they can't even have, like, I was wearing some Nikes and they had, like, the white Nike stripe through it. And he, like, came at me. I had to literally, what? He just pulled me down. I literally had to throw the shoe and he attacked it, like, a bunch of, ow! Did you just bite me? Did you just bite me? Are you stretching again? Oh my gosh, look at those wings. Wow, they're beautiful. Did you just bite me? What? 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 What are you trying to tell me? Wait, he's like trying to get my attention. Want to step up? Okay, whoa, not that finger. You want to step up? No? He's like hesitating. You gonna bite me? Ooh, look at that body language. See that body language? That's the body language, like, you're probably gonna get bit. I need a baby. I lost my bungee a few weeks ago. Oh, I'm so sorry. Kaik, I would love to have the opportunity to give a needy bird a home. I wish I were closer. We don't have a availability in Michigan. That is too bad. Wait, I have a place to have a Kaik. Where do you live, Kay? And Gabrielle, why are you crying? I'm crying right now. Thank you for helping me through so much. I truly am a better person. Gabriella, you're so welcome. You're such a good kid. Yeah, you're something special. You're gonna change the world, Gabrielle. You're gonna make the bird world a better place. You already are, because you always give me a smile with your comments. You are so smart. Yeah, she's so smart. And look at these two. Look at those two. And what's going on over here? No. Is he bothering you? So here, I think Victoria's going to have to get a restraining order against Maui. Oh, gosh. I love you so much. Because he, like, literally stalks her. Like, I turn around and he's always there. It's crazy. Bailey used to do the same thing, and Bailey was a black-headed to Victoria as well. It's just something about those black-headed Kaiks. They're little stalkers. Yeah. Like, he doesn't leave her alone. It's like, you're a weird dude. No. I noticed, that umbrella cockatoos seem to be universal attracted. Yes, they do. I don't know why that is. Well, Victoria is calm, and Maui's such a spaz. It's just kind of, I want to say she kind of calms him. Hey, I want to say she kind of calms. He's just crazy. I've seen 3 umbrella cockatoos be flirty with my other birds. Really? Oh my gosh. And normally, you guys, I would never, ever recommend having 2 birds like this next to each other, because the size is just, like, if something happens, the little bird's not going to make it, because I've seen where, like, major accidents happen, beaks get taken off, and not because the bird is being aggressive, it's because the bird gets scared. And you know how cats, when they get scared, they'll scratch their owners? And so it happens with birds too. So, when they're kind of around each other like this, I'm still on high alert, even though Victoria is the sweetest cockatoo on the planet. But Kaiks, like Maui, he's very toddler-like, so he throws fits, and sometimes he just throws a fit, and he'll just kind of go crazy on Victoria. And it might come a time where she defends herself. So I'm always very alert. So always be careful. I hate to set a bad example, on here, you guys seeing a big bird with a little bird, because it is kind of dangerous, but I don't know. She's so sweet. But I'm always supervising when they're together. Yeah. Always. And I would never, ever let them, spend the day in the cage together. Thank you, April. I would be tortured to comment something bad about you. Aw. Okay. What else do we have? Is Maui intimidated by any of the other birds? He doesn't seem to. No. The only bird that he was intimidated by was Bailey. Like, everybody was intimidated by Bailey, my black-headed Kaik that passed away. And she kept the order in this room. Like, when she was here, Sheriff Bailey, it was like this room was peaceful. Like, birds did not get on the ground, because they knew if they got on the ground, Bailey would just attack them. And you would hear this woo, 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 and the stomp, 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 and then she would just go down at them. And so everybody behaved. And then you just poop. Seriously, you pooped there? You didn't go inside your cage? You know better than that. Seriously. And so when she passed, like, they just all went crazy. They were just all challenging me, fighting, like, just going at each other, like a bunch of crazy birds. So it was interesting. Bailey was a rock star. But no, Maui, he's pretty much fearless. You fearless? Look at him. He's still in his sister's food. He's just making himself at home. He loves this big cage. I really think he wants a bigger cage. And I kind of feel bad. I mean, his cage is a good size. It's a good size. What? Did you just fall? You okay? But I definitely don't think it should be any smaller, because Kaiks need a lot of room to run around. And he's out of his cage a lot. And look at her. Are you okay? Hi. You just kind of staying in there, staying away from everybody. You got your dolly. Do you have your dolly right there, Casey? I love you. I love you, Casey. I love you. Yeah. Yeah. If you have a cockatoo, you don't have much of a life. Yeah, you are so right, right? I'm lucky because Victoria is probably the most calmest cockatoo on the planet. She is like amazing, but you know, the reason why you don't have a life with a cockatoo is because they're flock birds, so they need to be with their flock, and if they're not with their flock, they get scared, they get nervous, they get depressed. And you'll see that in a lot of flock birds. They do not do well when people go to work because they're at home and they're just like, where did everybody go? This is not like natural. You know, in Australia, Gabriella, you live in Australia, you see the cockatoos all together and you see the African greys in huge flocks. And oh, you came up here quick. How did you do that? That's like a kayak move. Hi. Casey talks a lot. Like, she doesn't talk. Did you say what? She doesn't talk much when the camera's on her. She's looking at my finger. And she doesn't talk much when I'm looking at her. But she talks when I'm out of the room. What? And she sounds just like me. So true. My mom had 2 built outdoor aviary for her hyacinths. They loved it. Yeah. Unless you work from home or can call someone at any time to pet sit, I would not get a cockatoo. Yes. And I honestly think cockatoos, they're not designed for captivity. They are not designed for captivity. They are the #1 given up bird next to cockatiels. And they are usually given up by age 3. That's when they become sexually mature. And they become aggressive. I mean, these are highly, she's muttering, she's like mumbling. These are highly intelligent birds. So, and I know somebody that had to just euthanize her 3rd cockatoo because it was mutilating. And this person was an amazing owner. Like, she did everything right. And the birds, I mean, they just kept tearing themselves up. And then prolapses happen where you got a cockatoo that, you know, wants to egg lay a lot and wants into nesting mode. It's really hard to break that stuff. Like, I mean, Victoria had a hysterectomy, so that helps, but she still gets into that mode, so I should be really careful. And it's you just see so many cockatoos getting euthanized or giving up, and our rescue, actually, we're not taking in any cockatoos because we can't adopt the ones that we've got. And so, because everybody wants a baby. So it's sad. It's really sad. So sad. And when I see people scaring birds away, I tell them, there's Gabriella again, guys, that if you were a bird, you would be wanting to eat or find something, eat and not getting scared away. Good job, Gabriella. I know it pisses me off when people like almost run over pigeons. I like get out of their way. Shelters are full of cockatoos. Yes, they are. And especially the Oasis Sanctuary. I mean, we get calls, our rescue of cockatoos, all the time, and we can't, a lot of these cockatoos that are coming in, by the time people mess them up, we've got mutilators, we've got all kinds of issues, and it's really sad because they come out perfect. These birds hatch perfect, right? You guys are perfect, and then we mess them up. So at the end of the day, we think we know a lot about them, but we really don't. And we really do not know much about kayaks, definitely, because they haven't been in the pet trade for that long. I love Mr. Max. Dan has scheduled his life around his sweet bird. I know he has. And that's what you have to do when you've got a cockatoo. Yeah, he's a good guy. It's probably because they charm people to buy them, yep, with their snuggliness, yep, and they don't realize what they're getting into, yes. So cockatoos are really cuddly. And especially when they're babies, and then people just cuddle, and they don't teach them how to be independent or how to play with toys, and then they go to work, and you know, when you're cuddling a bird, it makes them want to nest. Like Victoria, I can't put a harness on her, a flight harness, and I can't put clothes on her because what happens is if anything touches her little area, like any, like her stomach or whatever, like right now she's really busy playing, which is good. We want her to play. She gets just going, she gets all like cluck, 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 cluck. And when you see a cockatoo going, start clucking and they get kind of like this, and that's like they're getting it like into this nesting comfortable mode. And as cute as it looks, you don't want that. And you definitely do not want to be petting them under the wings. You don't want to be petting them on the back, because that's all very stimulating, sexually stimulating. And this is where people get into a lot of problems with their birds. I'm home all day. I want to rehab a baby, a bird baby. And so you just gotta be really aware. Like if you like pull on their tails, you don't want to do that. That's very sexual. Look what she's doing. So I'm pulling on her tail. See that? So that's what I want to avoid. It's like a button. It's like a hormonal nesting button. So you want to be very careful. And so when I'm with Victoria, I'm usually just petting her head. She's really happy right now. I usually just pet her. Oh, but I'm touching her back a little bit with my shirt, and it's enough to arouse her. Isn't that crazy? And this is a bird that's already had hysterectomy, and she has such a nesting drive. And I definitely do not give her boxes, because that'll just set her off. She'll get in that box and she'll start like moving her feet back and forth. You know how chickens do, or roosters do, or whatever. And that's also serious nesting behavior. Okay, adopt really though, like, okay, I get my people won't adopt older dogs since dogs don't live long, but like birds live so long, 10 years are only a dent. I know. Cute Gotcha's mom said that 85% of birds are sold, given away, and abandoned within the first 2 years. She's right. Or purchased. And I love their channel. She's absolutely right. Like, it's usually the first 2 to 3 years. And these people buy a baby because everybody wants a baby, because babies don't bite. But as soon as, they reach a certain age, they become hormonal. And if you don't know what you're doing, you're in big doo-doo. And then they basically mess these birds up because they don't have a clue. And they thought they had a clue because they had this sweet bird. They're just like, oh, it's so sweet. And then they're given up. And then sanctuaries get the phone call, or rescues, and we're all so full. Just literally in the last 24 hours, I've gotten 3 calls on birds. And the other day was one on a macaw. I mean, it is constant. I had somebody trying to give me a hyacinth last month. So it's not just these like cockatoos and like, African grays and caiques that people are having to rehome. We're talking a hyacinth that is a $15,000 bird. People are knocking on my door asking me if I can take their bird. And it is like, I wish I could, but a hyacinth would not work in here at all, nor is the room. Like, a hyacinth needs a bigger cage than Victoria's cage. Like, they need half the room. So it's just sad. It is just sad. Who spends $15,000 on a bird? You'll be surprised. People do. April, do you ever feel like everyone hates you? Well, no. Why? Do you hate me, Gabriella? And no, they're getting into and not know what people don't know what they're getting into. I mean, they just don't. I didn't know what I was getting into when I got baby, when I was a kid. I had no clue. And that's why, back then there wasn't YouTube. There wasn't like really much information. And now people can go onto the internet and just see what is out there, and you guys can really educate yourselves and get a clue before you adopt, or hopefully just adopt, right? Yeah. So now there's really no excuse, and that's why I have a YouTube channel, so I can educate people, because I can't get out like I used to the public. I used to do a lot of school educations. I used to take Thomas. He was great for that. But I've got too many birds now. So I had to think of a different way. I could reach people and help these birds and help parrot owners set themselves up for success. And that's through this YouTube channel called Parrot Playhouse. Right, guys? No, I feel like everyone in my class hates me. Gabriella, really? Why do you think people do not like you? And are you sure maybe they're intimidated by you, or maybe they got a crush on you, or they want to say hi, or they're shy? Okay, your channel. Oh, thank you, Rhonda. Thank you. I'm concerned Gabriella thinks that the kids at school, she actually used hate. I don't think so. Well, let's find out more information, what she has to say about that, because that makes me sad. I don't want to see that somebody's having a hard time at school. People who give birds away because they are hormonal is like a parent a child away as soon as it hits a double digit. Yeah, but you know what? These birds have a huge beak, and you get somebody that it's an impulse buyer, or right now people are buying birds as Christmas presents, which is a disaster, thinking about themselves. And they're Gabriella, this is for you, probably too busy thinking about themselves to think bad things about you. Yeah, I doubt people hate you, Gabriella. We love you on here. Don't we all love Gabriella? April, I rescued a hyacinth. They're not easy to keep. Yeah, I mean, hyacinths are like Caroline Vaughn Petzold. She just got one, and his name is Love, and he is so cool. But Caroline works from home, and her birds are her family, and she has her hands full right now, but she loves it. But they are a huge. I was talking to her on the phone last night. They're a huge commitment, and they're expensive. Not because they're expensive, but because the nuts they have to have a lot of fat. And so people get hyacinths, and I've seen it in rescue. Like, I've seen hyacinths come through rescue, like, a number of times, and these people are feeding them sunflower seeds or, stuff that doesn't have the good amount of fat, and these birds literally starve to death. Okay, Gabriella again, you guys, because they look at me like I'm trash. What? And I'm nothing. I sometimes just want to give up, but I don't, because you're here. Oh, Gabrielle, I see your comments in other channels too. I'm worried about you. You never think like that, because you are very special, and just from what I see of you, you're a really special kid. So you just be positive. You see, Kelly's saying to you right now, Gabriella, I'm so sorry you are having a hard time at school. It scares me when I see stuff like this, because it's like, is Gabriella being bullied at school? Is she, like, how serious is this? That makes me want to cry right now. Ugh. The hyacinth I rescued was only fed sunflower seeds. Okay, so this is Miko. She rescued a hyacinth for 35 years. So Miko, did the hyacinth survive? Gabriella, so Rhonda just commented, Gabriella, you are beyond your years in some ways. Yep. Your interests may be different than other kids' interests. You know what? She is beyond her years, and she's very sensitive, and she's so intelligent. So seriously, that's a really good comment from Rhonda. Yes, she's on my Facebook page banner. I'm going to look at that. Wow, good for you. Good for you for rescuing a hyacinth. Yeah, it's not easy to rescue. And it just takes, you really got to know your stuff when you have a hyacinth. Huh, guys? I'm worried about Gabriella here. So, okay, so here we go. We got the love bugs. Yeah. Yeah, so what's wrong, honey? You okay? It's just, when you got a bird, you have to give them the proper diet. And it is expensive. Like, today we filmed what I feed my birds in the morning. I grew up with hyacinths, thankfully. I did not know that you grew up with hyacinths. Oh, I think did your parents have hyacinths? Is that what you said? And so in the morning we feed fresh. So you're going to see a video, but I also feed a lot of pellets. And actually Parrot Town just had a really good pellet video. I really enjoyed it, actually. And we feed a lot of the similar stuff. But I do feed a ton of different pellets in here. And I have a pellet video. You can go onto my channel and see a pellet video as well. And so this is just one of the things that these birds eat. And this is Kitech. You can't see it, but I'm actually out of Booby's pellets. They're taking forever. Amazon's been like slacking. So this is Kitech. And I really like Kitech because it's baked. And so all the nutrition is in there. And so I feed all different kinds of pellets. And then Baby eats like the natural supreme amongst many things. So I'll just give these guys a ton of different stuff. Puffy, do you want a goodie? So Puppy wants, I can tell that he wants a goodie right now, and I can't really move my finger because it's all messed up. Puppy, I can't, oh, I just dumped all the onions. Oh my gosh. I can't like grab anything with this hand. I'm gonna swap it. So Puppy likes pistachios. You want a pistachio? Is that good? So I'm also careful not to feed them too many nuts because too much fat can also increase nesting behavior. So you gotta also be careful about that. And too much fat for like these birds, I'm not talking about a macaw, can, you know, be bad as well, even though they're nuts, there is a lot of fat in them. So I am careful what I feed my birds, how many nuts they get. Like pretty much a caique, like maybe 1 nut a day. Okay, I want to see what Gabriella just said. Okay, April, one day can I come to Victoria? It would mean the world if I met you and you could help me through so much. Eve, you made it to here, yes. You can come and visit us, Gabriella. Just let me know when you're coming to the United States and San Diego. Yes. Okay, I would like more info how to adopt or foster. Okay, so where do you live, Kay? Where do you live? And we'll take it from there. And then can you message me on Parrot Playhouse on Facebook? Because I get those messages a little bit better than YouTube. It just kind of comes in, and I think I miss a lot of stuff lately. A lot of stuff. Okay, so I'm still astonished at rescue hyacinths who spent $15,000 on a bird they don't know how to take care of. I mean, at the point you can hire someone to take care of the bird for you. You know, it's not all that people are just giving their birds up. There's people that do come down with cancer, that are fighting illness. There are people that lose homes. I mean, life happens. Like, I'm having a heart problem. Like, I could kill over at any time. And so when you get an animal that can live, like Victoria's 46, my cockatoo, that can live to be 80 years old, things are going to happen in life. And it's not necessarily, not all the birds that are being given up are given up because people can't handle them or they're just over them. But there are some real, like, the kite that I'm talking about that I'm thinking about rescuing, like, a tragic thing happened. And, like, tragic. And so overnight, things changed. And so that nobody could handle. So some of these hyacinths that live a very long time, and not all of them that came in through the rescue were just thrown away. Like, tragedy happened. So it's tough, you guys. It's tough. I don't know what's going to happen to me in the future. I see a lot of people, you know, that have birds and their health is not good. So it's really scary when you commit your life to a parrot because there's no way you can see into the future of what's going to happen. So, I mean, it helps if you're young. Whoa. Look at those wings. So pretty. It helps if you're young, but still, you just don't know what's going to happen, right? Nobody knows what's going to happen in the future. Puffy, leave it alone. So, oh my God, I love you so much. Can I, hold on. I just lost it. I saw an, oh my God. Sorry. Oh, here we go. Oh my God, I love you so much. Can I please have a shout out? Okay, so Anthony, I'm shouting you out. Anthony PB. Thank you, Anthony. Okay, I use so many of the recipes and my birds love them. You do? Good. That's awesome you use the recipes. I'm glad. And do you eat some recipes yourself? Because some of those you can have for yourself. April, do you have Snapchat? Also, what bird would you be good for me with personality and time? Gabriella, I don't know your situation at your house. Because that's like an impossible thing to answer. I don't know if you have HOAs. I don't know how much noise your household can have. I don't know how big your room is to have a cage. I don't know if anybody has allergies in your house because some birds are more dustier than others. So I just don't know. So that is something that, you know, you really have to use with what you learn from Parrot Playhouse and the other YouTube channels and make a smart decision and always run it by us, Keith, and you can start training your parakeet. I have set up that my niece would take my bird in case. Yes, that's smart, Kay. That's so important that you have somebody, if something happened to you, that you would have somebody to take your birds. I'm still trying to figure it out. I have 9 birds in here. And the more birds I get, the more terrifying it gets for me. Because it just, at the end of the day, it's like, who is going to, care for all these birds? Like, I have people in mind, and I've definitely mentioned it to some people. But at the end of the day, it's really tough. But you should always have somebody in your will. My daughter knows she gets my birds when the time comes. Good, good. People have to make sure they include their birds in the wills. Yep, 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 yep. How to take care of it. Yes. So that's why I love it that my mom's here right now, because I'm having the heart issue, because she's seen how I'm doing everything, the routine. And so if something was to happen to me, she would know exactly how to do it. So that's really important that you write everything down. What bird likes what bird, eats what fresh, this, that, what bird is scared of, whatever. And what, Thomas likes when he steps up like this. He wants me to hold my hand out like this and not like this. So just make sure they know all the little things about your birds if something was to happen to you. I've seen birds as old as 40 at rescue. Yes, well, Victoria down here, that's not see, this is nesting behavior. You see the leg? I'm going to stop this in a second. Do you hear how she's doing that with her leg? So you do not want your your cockatoos to be doing that. You really don't want any of your birds to be doing that, because she's getting really revved up. Come here. Come on. No. And some birds, if they get like this is where they'll bite. Victoria's so good. She'll come with me. So you want to avoid things like this that will cause biting. And right there is a big reason why people give up their birds, because when they go in to break something up like that, or they pick them up, the bird will bite because they're protecting their nest, because they think that's their nest. So you just really got to be smart and avoid issues like that. So I pulled her out of there. I'd have pulled her out sooner if I would have saw it. I should have caught it, but I don't want her doing that. No, because it creates all kinds of problems. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Okay, I have 5 other siblings. You do, Gabriella? That hate me. What? I usually need a bird to help get through things, and I can't have a dusty bird, and I am planning a place for a cage. You can't have a dusty bird? Okay, so basically all birds are dusty. Basically, some birds have less dust than others, but they're all dusty, Gabriella. Exactly. I have 7 rescue parrots and 10 smaller birds. I have no solution yet, and that bothers me. I know. It's really terrifying. It's terrifying. Yeah, so Victoria, back to the comment. Victoria's 46. So when I rescued her, so she's been with me for about 3.5 years now, I think, or 3 years, because this is going to be her 3rd Christmas with me. So she needed rescue, like at 43, she needed rescue a long time ago, because she was just basically being tortured by that horrible person. Okay. April, is what Victoria was doing instinctive? Yes, it is. And so that's what they want to do. It is so embedded in them, Rhonda. And that's why, another reason why I think cockatoos do not make good pets, because it is. And in the wild, like what happens is they're flying, they're looking for their food, and they're not always thinking about nesting. And in captivity, they're given their food, and we're giving them too much of some stuff, not enough of other stuff. So they can be getting the wrong kind of fat, and all they're thinking about is nesting. And sometimes if you feed your bird too much fat, it just makes them think that there's just plenty of food out there to nest, and it just makes them want to nest. Look, this is also what I'm talking about. See how she's panting? I'm going to break this up in a second. You see that? So that's what I'm talking about. That's serious business right there, because Victoria had a hysterectomy and her ovaries are still in there, because you can't remove a bird's ovaries, because there's too many blood vessels, they'll basically die. Like, she barely survived her hysterectomy. It was over 2 hours long, and birds usually can't be under any more than 2 hours. Like, it's too serious. So she can still produce egg yolk, and so if she produces egg yolk, it's just basically going to sit in the belly and rot and create bacteria, which could kill her. So I have to be so on it. And look, as soon as I picked her up and I stuck her in that cage, she forgot. So with Victoria, I try to avoid all of this. And then also with Victoria, I try to, if this is closed, the curtain is closed, she'll think that she has like a corner to huddle into, and she'll get actual nesty too. So at night, when she goes to bed, I'll pull the cage away from the wall. And I usually now, during this time, because it is kind of breeding season, I won't even cover her cage, because that makes her want to nest. That makes her feel like she has like a little cubby hole. So I have to be really careful. And then I also worry about her feet, because she's an old bird. Well, she's only 46, but she didn't have good care for most of her life. So what I do is I put like a safe towel down right here, and I have this metal thing because she was chewing up her other flat perch. But I'm also really careful like that. I only put a tiny towel in there. It's like a hand towel, because I don't want her like wrapping herself up like she's getting all cozy in a blanket, because that also creates problems. My Timma has no breeding tendencies, but she was a great surrogate even after hysterectomy. Really? Wow. That's amazing. Hey, parrot lover. Well, Victoria's doing good. Victoria's doing good. Don't be sad. Makes me wonder if birds go through menopause. Haha. I know. I was wondering that as well. So Victoria, even though, like, so when she had that done, she was still really hormonal right after the surgery. So they gave her an implant. It was a hormonal implant, and then also a Lupron shot. And so what I'm going to do is, because this is like too much, like right now, she's just too nesty for me. And that's kind of scary. So I want to like nip it before it gets really bad. I'm probably going to call her vet and schedule her for another implant or a Lupron shot, which will help calm her hormones down. And while I'm at it, I'm going to get Puffy one too, because I was thinking, he's been biting me a lot lately. And this time of year, like, I have a journal and I document, every year, what's going on with my birds. And if there was like an incident, I write it down. And so every year, the first week of January, he always ends up in the emergency room because he does that panting, that breathing, which means he's very hormonal. So this year, I'm going to beat it, and I'm going to take him in before the date, because it happens like clockwork every year. And I caught it on time last year, but then he had a really bad hormonal year last year. It was crazy. But I'm going to also get him a shot. So I just want to like avoid all that stuff. How do you see me? No, April. What bird do you see with me? Okay. So I would say, Gabriella, I would get a parakeet. I would definitely try a parakeet, especially if you got a busy household, and I don't know how much space you have, but if you do get a parakeet, if you do have 5 siblings, make sure you don't let your siblings like torture your poor bird. Just kind of keep the bird in a quiet area or in your bedroom. I don't know if you share a room, and make sure the bird has like no surprises. So keep it against a wall. That way it has a side that it feels safe. And then make sure the bird can see when people walk into the room, that it's not startled, like all of a sudden it just sees somebody. Make sure the bird can see people walk in, because parakeets are really tiny and we're huge to them. We're like giants. So you just really want to think about all that stuff. And then another thing you can do with your parakeet is cover the back part of the cage, because that way the bird won't feel vulnerable, like something's going to come and eat it. Because parakeets are super tiny. So I always like to keep them comfy. And as I'm saying that, my parakeet is like over there, not covered. I just brought her in and she's used to this. Hey, chattering peeps, don't forget to thumbs up April. Oh, thank you. YouTube, thank you. You are so sweet. Is it common to, hold on, I'm going to have a fight here. I'm going to get Puffy. I got to be careful with Puffy and Victoria. Puffy was not nice to Victoria for a long time, and so she gets scared. Is it common to get male caiques Hormone shots. You know, my veterinarian, he does a lot of the new stuff. And so, and we've tried a lot of stuff on my birds. It is, some vets don't even know about it. And every bird's an individual, but I have found it works for us, for Puffy. And it just, sometimes it'll, so he actually gets 2 Lupron shots when he goes and not just 1. So one wasn't working, so he doubled the dose. So it's like, it's expensive, but it's worth it, right? Yeah. What? Oh, it sounds like a knowledgeable vet is most important. I found the best, and we are also located near the MSU Small Animal Hospital. I let everyone know I'm looking. Okay, good. Can Bungees eat bananas? Gabriella. Well, it just depends. All birds are different. And all birds, you know, some birds talk, some birds don't. Some birds like bananas, some birds do. So every bird's an individual. My Parrot is an amazing talker. He is only 8 months old and is incredible. Oh my gosh. Parrots are so cool. I mean, they are like, oh, look at her. They are the neatest little guys. They've got so much personality. I love parrots. Hi, honey. She is the sweetest bird. I'm like, look at her little feet. Well, actually, she has huge feet. She's very tall for an umbrella, and her feet are huge for an umbrella. Like, she's just like, she's all legs. She's all legs. Are you all legs? Yeah. My friend breeds parrots. They're a whole lot of work in a tiny body. Yes, and I hear that it's hard to breed them because they are so darn aggressive as well. Victoria looks very comfy and cozy. Yeah, she is. She kind of gave up because she was trying to do her little nesty thing. Oh, you wish you were all legs. Me too. Man, she has those like Las Vegas showgirl legs. No. A ballerina legs. That's more appropriate. I know. Look at that. It starts to me how difficult your Victoria is different from Marlene's Jersey despite being the same species. How difficult Victoria is? Well, you know, Victoria was severely neglected, and a lot of the problems Victoria has is because she was basically starved to death, and she was kept with no light. Like, she didn't see the sunlight forever, and she was in a parakeet cage in 5 inches of feces and maggots. So she just and she had a parakeet perch. So when she was cut out of that cage, she couldn't walk because she was so malnourished, and she hadn't been working any of those muscles. So we thought she had beak and feather disease because it was like so bad, and so her quarantine was not even done here. I was like, oh no. But it turned out she was just basically starved to death, and then she had eggs inside of her that had broken, and we don't know how long those eggshells had been in there. So she was just all kinds of messed up and mistreated, which could have been avoided. Could have been totally avoided. And there's, you know what? It doesn't matter how if somebody doesn't know much about birds, everybody knows that they need to feed a bird, you know? It's just crazy. And people should know you can't stick a cockatoo in a parakeet cage. Yeah. Right? I'm still upset because, you know, that woman walks free and she lives in her nice beachfront home. So I hope she's enjoying it. Yeah. Yeah? Yeah. Oh my God, parrots. I saw 2 today, but was from a breeder, and she wanted $500 for the pair. Lovely little birds, but I wasn't sure about not rescuing. What do you think? Oh my gosh, there are parrots in rescue. You do not need to buy from a breeder. And I always say, I like to adopt birds because even though rescues have babies, you know, Munchkin's mom, Melanie. I don't know if you guys saw the video we did together, the update on Munchkin. She was saying, you know, one of the birds that she adopted was from a rescue, and the bird was a baby when she got it. I think she said he was like 8 months old. So rescues have some really good birds, and they will have parrots. You know, people give up parrots. all the time. So you just gotta, like, if there's a rescue in your area, you just need to tell them what you're looking for. And when they get that in, I see it all the time. Somebody just told me they wanted an African gray yesterday. I contacted 2 people and I found 2 African grays that she can choose from, a male and a female. So if you have a bird that you want, just notify a rescue and say, hey, this is what I want. This is what I can care for. And let them keep a lookout. Of course, they might make you take a class, which I hope they do. I would even, me, if I was going to adopt from a rescue or a sanctuary that didn't know me, I'd be happy to take a class. Because at the end of the day, there's always something to learn, right? Thank you. Exactly what I thought. Yeah. And a lot of people go, why do I have to pay money? Why do they make us pay money for these rescues? Well, that's because when these rescues take in these birds, it costs a ton of money. Like Victoria, I spent thousands of dollars, like thousands, like thousands of dollars saving her. And it's not common for a rescue to just automatically put $500 in a bird is nothing, because that's what our rescue does usually, just in blood work. And because we run all kinds of tests because we want to make sure that these birds are healthy when people get them. And that's really important. So if a rescue wants $450, say, okay, what do I get for $450? Does the bird come with blood work? What kind of medical stuff did the bird have? And then they'll say, hey, this is what we did. And you're like, okay. So they need that money so they can go and replenish the empty bank account so they can go get another bird, rescue another bird, and put more money into it. April, I mean, it astonished me how different Victoria and Jersey are. Yes, right? Okay, so that's what you meant. Yes, because all birds are individuals, right? Yeah? They are. I'm telling you, birds are so different. Like all my caiques, they are so different. And that's why when people go, what kind of bird should I get? I don't know, because every bird, even species, is totally different. You just never know what you're getting. Like you can have a cockatoo that's silent, like Victoria, and then you can have a bird that's loud. That's a cockatoo. You just don't know. You just don't know. And that's why I also like adopting birds that are older, because you have a better idea what you're going to get. I think people have heard that African Greys are great talkers. As you said, April, that is not a reason to get an African Grey. Exactly. And not every African Grey is going to talk, right? So yes, never get a bird because you want them to talk. And, I've done a lot of outreach programs and a lot of pet expos where we'll have the rescue birds there. And people will come up and they're like, they'll see a parrot and they'll go right up to them. And they'll like, talk, bird, talk. Does that bird talk? But it irritates the crap out of me. And I'll be like, that bird doesn't have a talk button. And then I'll give them, the spiel, like, just trying to explain to them, come on. And first of all, they're scaring the bird. So that's what people think, all birds talk. And that's the reason why you get a bird everyone wants a bird that talks, right? I would be more than happy to give a rescue more money than giving it to a breeder. You see, yes, exactly, right? So at least and not all rescues are good either. So there are fake rescues out there. So there are rescues out there that are hoarders. And I know of a couple. So it's like, do your research when you are adopting as well. Don't just assume that all rescues are, out to do the right thing. And because there are some scam rescues out there too, you guys. And so I'm kind of thinking about January. What do you think about this? Parrot Playhouse is going to kind of take a different direction where I want to start interviewing rescues. And I want to start bringing their stories of what they've gone through to rescue their birds. Because there are many stories just like Victoria. And I feel that they should be told. And I've told Victoria's story, and I just feel that there are so many good rescues out there that do so much work, and people don't have a clue what really goes on behind the scenes. I haven't even showed you a quarter of what goes on behind this rescue world. And I really think it would help people to see these. I can say till I'm blue in the face that the bird world is in crisis. And to you, you're thinking, what does that mean? Okay. But if you were to see what I've seen, or see what I keep seeing, then I think you would understand more. And I think you would definitely understand from where I'm coming from, why I've got so much passion and I'm so against buying these birds. Because at the end of the day, when you got sanctuaries piling up of 1,800 plus birds, another one with 600 plus, no, 800 plus birds, another one with 600 plus birds, and other ones that are just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. And it's serious, you guys. And some breeders go, hey, it's our job to keep these birds going because they're going extinct in the wild. Well, my question is, so a person from San Diego is going to breed a bunch of birds and then what? And then what? You're going to fly them over to Costa Rica and release them? No. There's breeding programs in Costa Rica that are handling that. And it takes a lot to, when you're breeding birds, you can't inbreed. And you can't train a bird that's bred locally, like, how it's going to survive in the wild and teach them and then take them to Costa Rica. Give me a break. So when you've got all these birds here that are being given up, and I'm talking lately this week, I've probably gotten, just this week, 15 phone calls of birds that need to be replaced. Rehomed, serious stuff, people dying, people coming down with illnesses, and people just freaking tired of their birds. You can't tell me that, a breeder is going to be like, we need to keep breeding them. So as of January 1st, a new law has just been passed here in, I think it's all of California, where you're not going to be able to go and buy a cat or a dog in a pet shop. They're going to make it so basically you need to adopt. And so what happened was basically California is going broke because there's so many cats and dogs in the pound that they're having to euthanize and stuff, and it's costing money. So they finally go, hey, said this we can't do this anymore. So now they went at the breeders and said, you guys, we can't do this. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens. But why weren't birds in that, right? Why can't birds be in that? And so that is something that I'm really going to be talking about, that I'm going to be very vocal about. And I'm hoping, interviewing all these rescues and sanctuaries, I'm really hoping it's going to raise awareness and open some eyes. Because let me tell you, there is not a shortage of birds going extinct here in captivity. There's too many. And I say, why don't we keep the ones that are already here? Why don't we put the money in to keep them healthy and alive? Because literally they are rotting away in some of these rescues and sanctuaries because there's so many. But there are some rescues and sanctuaries that are incredible. But why don't we just support the rescue and sanctuaries that have them right now and keep them healthy versus creating more? I think that makes some sense, right? Because I know they are bringing in dog and cat rescues from around the U.S. because the adoption rate here is so high. Yeah, yep. Laws are very slowly catching up. In UK, bird and reptile breeders just have had laws imposed and have to have inspections to get licensed. I think that's great, right? So if they pass all that, then that's fantastic. You should be a lecturer, April. Sorry, guys. Here I am getting a lecture, but it just blows my mind. And lately, it's just been too many birds have been, I've been getting way too many phone calls. And I want you guys to really see what's going on, right? Yeah, because my room is literally busting with birds. And I don't have any room. And I want to save some more, but I got to make sure that these birds are properly cared for, right? Yeah, because the vet bills are expensive. They're expensive, right? So we need to have quality in here. April, the only reason I have a good life is because of you, Gabriella, and your birds. Thank you. Well, thank you. But Gabriella, come on. You're such a sweetie. Gotta believe in yourself. Okay, my yellow nape Amazon prefers my daughter. Oh, to me, even though I feed and tend to him. Some parrots are basically one bird person. You know, like yellow nape Amazon's like baby up there, my parrot, he is a one bird person. He only wants me. And he like looks at everybody else and he just wants to attack them. And he's been like that since day one, since I got him. But yeah, birds pick their people. And so that's why it's also good. Puffy, what's going on? And that's why I also think it's good to, you know, go to a rescue when you're thinking about bringing a bird into your home and let that bird pick you. You know, some people will have an idea of what species they want, but at the end of the day, it's like, who's going to pick you? And I've seen people walk in that want a certain species, and then all of a sudden this bird literally just picks them, and it's a done deal. And they go home with a totally different bird. And so if you're getting a baby, you don't know if that baby's going to choose you. That baby can choose, that baby can choose somebody else in the household that doesn't even really pay attention. So, you know, every bird's an individual. It's just like us, right? We've got the friends that we like, and we've got people that we have nothing in common with, and we're not going to hang out with people we have nothing in common with. Like, we lean towards people that are like us, or you know, I'm not going to hang out with people I don't want to hang out with. So birds are the same way. They pick their people, and they're highly intelligent, and they should be able to pick their people. So true, Ron. And my Timna will growl like a monkey when someone gets near. I know, isn't that crazy? Hey, Fortune Adventures, how's it going? Are you in Arizona right now? Okay, yep, my African great growls too. Senior animals rock. They're already settled into their ways. I agree. Are you a senior? I don't think no. You're still a teenager. You a teenager? Yeah? You're still a teenager. Okay, what's Victoria doing? No joke, Rhonda. Yep. So let's see, guys. Oh my gosh, I've been talking for like an hour and a half. How does that happen? Well, anyways, guys, we hope you guys enjoyed this. We loved talking to you. Oh, what? Hold on. What happened? What happened? Did you get scared? Speaking of Gray's growling. So what happened was, what just happened is this thing blew. Because she's looking down right now. And it really scared her. Just that simple thing. So, did it catch you off guard? Huh? Are you okay, Casey? Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Why don't you come away from there? Yeah, I hate when she gets scared. She's such a good bird. She just totally got scared just then. Yes, parrots are feathered toddlers. They are toddlers for life. Like, kids will grow up and you can eventually get rid of them. And then some kids do come back. I don't have children. And then they leave and then they come back and then they bring their kids. But birds, they are like with you forever, right? Forever. Like forever. Mike attacks our vet because he knows I have a crush on him. You got a crush on your vet? That's so funny. Most breeders are in it for the money. $15,000 for a macaw. Somebody's still upset about that. Well, you know, to breed a bird, I really don't see how you make money in it if you do it right. I mean, maybe off of a hyacinth, but for like caiques and cockatoos, I mean, to do everything right, we're talking blood work, we're talking all kinds of stuff. It gets expensive really quick. And so, and all the time and effort that goes into it. So I know a lot of breeders, you know, new breeders, they think that, you know, it's a beautiful thing bringing life into the world. And I've met a lot of them, you know, I've got some that are actual friends, you know, but after a while, they're not breeders anymore because their birds start coming back and then they become a rescue. I've seen it so many times. And I'm always careful, you know, how I talk to them because I don't want to piss anybody off. I'd rather befriend, right? And then be there if they need help. Of course, after this video, people are probably not going to like me too much. But so the breeders that I've ran into, the ones that actually have a heart, they kind of end up not becoming breeders after a while because their breeding areas start filling up with their birds that come back. And a breeder that really cares is going to say, if anything happens to this bird or if it doesn't work out, bring this bird back to me. And a lot of them don't do that, right? So I'm going to be taking care of 7 macaws. What? I hope they remember me from the last year. Oh, so you're going back to that place again. I remember when you were over there. That's awesome. Good. You're gonna have so much fun. I'm jealous. Macaws smell really good. Like they're just like, oh. There is this bird shop called Bird City, and this bird has a full head of feathers only, and is just too cute. So it's a feather plucked bird. Well, maybe you can maybe ask that bird shop if you can help them there and work with the birds, Gabriella. So you miss them. Yeah, they're going to be, I'm sure they will remember you. Birds never forget. Okay, April, do you know from Zoo, you both have the biggest heart? No, I don't. Shane Zoo? Where is that? Is she on Instagram? Rhonda flew across the room and clamped onto his ear, wouldn't let go. Lovely vet finished our consultation with blood dripping. Oh, he's now got a note on his patient record. Isn't that crazy? So I'm trying to think who bit. Oh, Thomas bit Dr. Loudus the last time we were there, because I had to take Thomas to the vet. And I was really shocked because he bit him really hard, and Thomas has seizures, so he has to be really careful when they go to the vet. And we were almost done with the vet visit, and Dr. Lattis was just like, let me see if he'll step up. Thomas bit him so hard. It happens. Vets are amazing. Okay, some shelters don't let 10-year-old volunteer. Well, you might have to wait till you're 16. And like I said, Gabriella, you can make toys for them and get to know them. What happened to your finger? Oh, yes. So yesterday I had an accident at work. I'm a hairdresser, and I just got my shears sharpened, and it was a really busy day at work, and I cut it all the way down to the bone. It's like I have a bunch of stitches. And because I'm on blood thinners, it took a couple hours to stop the bleeding. We had to do a tourniquet and get the hair out of there. Oh, that was so gross. Did you just poop down my back? Speaking of gross. Oh, look. Is there poop, you guys? I can't see. I think there's some poop. Thanks, Puffy. And birds poop a lot. So I'm glad you're pooping. It's when they stop is when you gotta worry. So it's good that birds poop, right? Yeah, you stoked? Yeah? That feel good? Wow, it must feel amazing to poop on someone's shoulder. Look how happy he is. Trust me, he knows what he just did. He's such a little poop. So, yeah, so it was just bad. So I'm trying to figure things out. And they're saying there's a possibility I'm going to lose part of the finger. So I'm not going to lose the tip. They're saying I'm going to lose, like, this part, like right there, is based. They don't think it's going to be able to be saved. So I'm probably going to have to go back to the doctors, and I might even have to have a little surgery. But they tried to reattach what was there, and it was unattached for, I think it was like 4 hours by the time I got the right help, because I went somewhere else and they couldn't help me. And so hopefully that part of the finger is going to be able to be saved. If not, oh well. They said I'll be able to use it. It'll be fine. So that's what counts. People, there's people missing arms that figure it out. Do your kikes ever just rub their beaks and faces all over your hands and shirts? Yes, and you know what that's called? That's called surfing. So kikes in the wild, they'll find a wet leaf and they'll just kind of rub up against it. And that's how they take their baths and their showers. So when your kike's doing that, it's instinct. And so that's what's happening. So if you spray some water on a hard surface, or if you spray water on a towel, your kayak will most likely do that, and that's a really good way to keep your kayak clean, because some kayaks don't like to do the shower thing, and some kayaks don't like the spray bottle. So you can spray a towel and they just love it, and it's so much fun. And if that happens, take a video, because people love seeing that on social media. Who doesn't love to see a kayak surf? I will stay alive, Gabriella. Don't worry. I'm not going anywhere. I know a golfin cockatoo that does the same kind of thing. Really? That's cool. Dolphins are so fun. Are you hungry? I gotta feed you guys. Look how beautiful her eyes. So did you guys know that you can tell the sex of a cockatoo by the color of their eyes? So cockatoos that have black eyes, those are males. And then cockatoos that have like these amber brown eyes, they're females. And as a cockatoo gets older, the eyes become more amber and bright, like Victoria's, because she's 46. So that's how you tell a male from a female. Okay, remember, could film the latest examination for students as handle aggressive birds, proud mother face. Huh? Returned last week. He remembered. Oh, I don't understand. Oh, you guys are talking to each other. Okay. Then my kayak can surf for days. He never stops. I know. Isn't that fun? I love kayaks. Like I said, I'd love to have 20. They're totally nuts. I love it. I can just, some people can handle it. Like Carol and I, last night, Carol and Vaughn, we were talking about how not everybody can handle a lorikeet or a kayak because they're like high energy, but her and I, we love it. Like Caroline's high energy, so she can handle her lorikeet. She has the coolest lorikeet. Cool. I thought you could only tell with DNA. Cockatoos, actually, you can tell by their eyes. So that's what makes it so cool. And that's how I knew, when we saw Victoria, I knew she was a girl. And, maybe sometimes you'll get a boy that maybe has lighter black eyes. I don't know, but that is definitely, if you Google it, that's a huge way to tell what they are. And it probably is harder when they're younger to tell what sex they are, because eye color does change. So, but yeah, and there she goes. So she's going back into her little nesty hole, so I'm going to stop that. But you guys, I got to run. You got to run too, Miko, because I'm going to feed my birds. And it's been so much fun talking to you. Oh my God. It's like almost 2 hours we've been talking. How lucky am I to have such awesome people? Oh, sorry. Such awesome people to talk to. I just love the bird world. They are so many wonderful people. And Gabriella, you go back to school and just be positive and, just know that we love you and don't get depressed. Oh, shoot. Ow! Puffy. Hold on, guys. No. Oh, Puffy. Oh, my gosh. Ouch. That hurt. You got it. And so I'm going to get better, and I'm going to hopefully to not lose a stitch just now because he got me pretty good. And we love you guys. Right, Maui? Do we love them? We're so lucky to have them. Yeah. We're so lucky to have them. And Thomas, do you want to say goodbye? Oh, my gosh. Yeah. And Fortune Adventure, have fun with all those birds when you go. You guys check out her channel. She has an adventure channel. She travels all over in her van life. It's awesome. Yeah, all right. Okay, lovely hearing you. Okay, guys, we love you, and I'm going to figure out how to turn this off. Bye.